Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Daybreak 2 and we are in Edith doing our rounds and well, so far we've done Old Town, Riverside, we've done Durham Memorial Park exclusively without the monster, we did the Blacklight District, so we're doing pretty well. And we are almost halfway through Station Street and after that we'll of course start doing the quest we have here. But before then, let's just finish the rounds, shall we?
Maybe I should pick up a souvenir or two.
Oh, I've been seeing Beth around quite often lately, but I have a feeling she's avoiding me. Maybe I spoke a little too harshly to her last year. Still, she seems awfully down lately, don't you think? Perhaps there's something I could do to help. Yeah, she needs to start thinking about finding someone for love instead of money. You know how it is.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Manager Wesley is out at the moment. He's busy investigating the Trion Mall. As I'm sure you can imagine, they're the reason for our drop in sales recently. You know, it's been quite some time since we started working with Elon. Perhaps we would be more successful in our position if we joined forces. Yeah, because if you join forces, there will be no market to compete against each other, and therefore a stronger market position. Right? That is how it works? Roughly, let's just say that.
Come back anytime.
Oh, hey everyone! It's been a while. Ever since that whole mess in Langport, right? I heard you went on a little vacation after? Yep, sure did. Can't say I've any more rested for it though. But anyways, what have you been up to lately? You doing alright? Oh, I wonder. Hey, no need to be all cryptic, dude. We're just asking about how you're feeling after the match we had. Well, I guess you could say it lifted the weight off my shoulders. After meeting Jiaolang and seeing just how much my sister's grown, it really helped put things in perspective for me. So honestly, I think the match was worth it. But you're still not convinced about going back to the Gekka school, right? Well, it's not completely out of the question. That being said, however, I don't intend on giving up on running my own pharmacy anytime soon. And who's to say, maybe we'll find some time to follow both paths eventually. Well, as long as you're happy in the end. Pharmacist, Gekka Master, the choice is all yours, bud. I've been talking to my family back in Langport recently. They told me something big was going on in Heiyue. It kind of makes me wonder about what's going to happen with the Gekka school. Will it change with the times? Or stay the same? Well,
what can I get for you today?
I think overall it would be better if they change along with the times.
Please come back soon.
Be a bit more appealing to modern audiences. Get new people into the school. Long time no see, Van. Enjoying time with your assistants again? Heard about how you got into it with the ZA recently. And then you were caught up in some disturbance in Langport? Oh, by the way, where are your substitute spriggans? I can't talk about the details right now, but we've been on the lookout for them. Got the feeling things might get rougher from here on though, so you'll probably be seeing us around more. Sure, as always. I'll have your weapons looking good as new. Still, it might not have been very long, but I really liked having Swin and Nadia around. Make sure you bring them back, alright? Of course. They are friends after all. It doesn't seem like very much has been going on lately, but to tell the truth, it kinda feels like the calm before the storm. Well, anyways, it's best to be prepared. Let me know if you need anything.
what would you like today?
Okay, here are the new weapons as well. And of course, in the new gear.
You are more than welcome to relax there.
Yeah, we are getting a bit low on funds, but that's fine.
I'll get more good stuff in stock soon.
I know you will. Should I change my weapon? Nah, then I'd have to start my training all over again. Elvis, are you listening? We still have to get our next request. Yes, I heard you. Just give me a second, okay? What could he be possibly thinking so hard about? Oh, Elaine, I heard about what happened over at Nemeth Island.
You will find a
The remnants of the DG cult and the fourth anguish of the society. Can't even imagine how crazy that must have been. Well, at least we managed to make it all work out in the end. Although I'm sure that's not the last we see of them. Make sure you both remain on guard. Oh, understood. We should be able to give you more of our hand next time. Oh, you put in the cart before the horse, don't you think? Well, anyway, we'll be sure to keep an eye out. Be safe, you two. Nemeth Island? No, I'd only slow them down if I went. It's probably best that I focus on the jobs in front of me for now. Anyway, be safe out there, Elaine. As for you guys, don't do anything crazy, alright? Hey, I could say the same to you. Hey, you looking down on me, Spriggan? No, I don't think Van is doing that. Just how long does Elvis mean to keep me waiting? Anyway, I heard those two substitute Spriggans of yours went missing. I'll help look into it when I have the time, but I'm sure you'll find them soon, Lane. Oh, why don't we trade info later? That sounds peachy. Well, I suppose I should have expected this. We found that some of our customer base has taken to shopping at those new fast fashion stores. Well, of course, we offer a much wider variety to our guests, especially with our ability to procure items from other establishments. But perhaps I should have been more apprehensive about the Trio Mall from the start.
Welcome! Thank you for coming!
This isn't bad, is it? The decrease in invasion is not the worst I've seen. Same here. Because I'm not a fan of lowering my evasion if I can help it. I will do better. I have a feeling this isn't going to be easy though. I mean, I've been focused on is decking myself out so I could attract a husband. Well, regardless. If Marguerite says I'm doing it wrong, then I'm doing it wrong. I used to think Margaret was just like me, that she thought finding a wealthy husband was the key to a happy life. I was trying to figure out how she pulled it off, but I was wrong. She actually likes her husband for more than his money. I completely misunderstood her. So, to think I even tried putting what she thought into practice. Well, as long as you use it to find someone that actually cares, it doesn't really matter, does it? I can believe Western Department Store is holding an event like this. They really put out all the stops too. I'm so excited. Hey, just try not to cause a scene, alright? Yeah. Leave the spotlight to the kids for now. I only stopped by because I saw a sign for it. It seemed like a lot of fun. Once all the kids get tired out, me and Graham are gonna take a turn. Hey, maybe you should be a little less shameless about it, Jennifer? Wow, they're really pumped up about these things. I guess these kids must really be into cars, huh? Hope they don't get in any racings in the future. Don't want to be as poor as we are. Over radio control? That's so cool! How much do you think these things go for, Graham? Want to split the cost for me? Aren't you broke, Downey? Hey, look how smooth they drive! I thought they were just toys at first, but now one. Just you watch. I'm gonna save up all my mirror and buy every model. A horrible RC car didn't exist back when we were kids, but now there are all kinds of competitions for them. It's been kind of a fascination of ours lately. Don't want to step on the kids' fun though. We should probably just watch for now. Now that I think about it, it feels like I'm forgetting something. Well, I'm sure it'll come back to me later.
Those guys are so cool.
Well, it's been some time, Arkride, since that incident last year, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm assuming you checked the bulletin board. Hey, you're the editor-in-chief of Meld magazine, right? Cunning? Fancy running into you here. You got a request from me? No, I don't. That would be him. I figured this kind of thing would be right up your alley, so I decided to set up a little meeting for you two. Then let me guess, we're meeting here because you don't want anyone else to listen in on whatever shady business you got going on? Well, since this was a direct referral and all, I guess I don't mind hearing you out. Thank you for your time. I'm Conrad, a personal placement specialist. To put it simply, I help foreign migrant workers find jobs. However, we've encountered a problem recently that I wanted to consult with you about. Personnel placement? What exactly would you need our help with? I'm not so sure about this one, guys. Migrant workers tend to get caught up in a lot of not so honest work. They get a bad rep for a reason. Believe me, I understand the reputation they have better than anyone else. But there can be a lot of red tape in their paperwork. If they want to feed their families, most have no choice but to resort to criminal means. People like that are who make up the majority of my client base. Migrants unable to obtain proper work visas. In other words, migrants who have no legal right to work in the country. I've seen firsthand the problems immigrants can face. It's not pleasant. Well, if they're Eastern, you can bet Hey will take care of them. Well, I guess the others don't really get a lot of options. Exactly. So my job is to introduce these people to someone who can provide them work. Then they get a finder's fee from the employer. And maybe it's not my place to say, but I believe that's a better outcome than them starving in the streets while they wait for their papers. Well, when you put it that way... Well, I understand why you're apprehensive. I'm sure you know plenty of people like him who use their job to exploit foreigners. It just, well, Conrad here knows where to draw the line. Though I suppose he has a few people to handle some seriously dreadful menial labor. But trust me, when I say that neither introduces them to legal work, nor takes cuts of their pay. Well, I guess that's as much an assurance as we can get. Go ahead, give us details then. Mind telling me what's going on with this worker? Well, there have been a few cases where the people that I introduced to work just disappear. It's been a pretty big topic of my concern in my line of work, though nobody's been able to make heads or tails of it. Honestly, if this keeps up, I'm worried suspicion will start to fall on both me and my colleagues. Yeah, you're right. You'll be suspect number one in no time. So, what? You want us to figure out what's going on, so they don't start pinning the disappearances on you guys? Well, if you could, yes. Does this sound like something you could do? I think it is. Not so much for making sure that they don't get blamed. It's more of finding those workers, making sure they're safe. Or at least some retribution if they're dead. Alright, seems like a pretty cut and dry issue. Plus, we can't exactly say no to a referral from the editor-in-chief. Yeah, I'm also pretty worried about the safety of those workers. Well, thank you so much. I'm so relieved. I just can't get a good night's sleep knowing that what could have happened to those people. Hey, and I thought you were more worried about saving your own ass. Well, I've been doing this work for a while. You hear some pretty grueling stories about the lives immigrants lead. You'd have to have a heart of stone not to sympathize with them. Well, if that's how you feel, maybe don't have as many reservations about this job as I thought. I agree. If the lives of those migrant workers truly are in jeopardy, I see no issue in taking on this request. Do you mind going over the details once more? I can't thank you enough. I've been a bit hesitant to consult the police order bracers, so this is a huge weight on my shoulders. Well, look like things are finally going your way, Conrad. I'm glad I was here to introduce you all. Anyhow, I'm a busy man, so I'll be heading off now. Feel free to decide what you do amongst yourselves. That guy's a real piece of work. Well, I'm sure we'll just be fine without him. More importantly, why don't you fill us in on some of the specifics? Were there any similarities between the workers that went missing? Yes, they seem to be primarily migrants from the north of Samaria. I haven't heard anything about people from the east or central east going missing. Huh, even white foreigners come here for work. They do, yes. After all, there's a fair number of undeveloped regions in the north. Along with those from North Umbria, the Republic also receives immigrants from their own outlying areas around the Free Cities as well. Yeah, I used to hear all stories about tribes up there. Well, it's strange that they've been made a target though. We're gonna need to do some digging, particularly in the workers' backgrounds. I'm glad to share my concern, however, I believe it's best if I leave the rest to you. I'll be in the area for a while, so if you need any questions asked, please feel free. So, what do you want to do first? We don't exactly have much to go on. We need to find people who are familiar with not only migrant workers, but specifically those from North Zemeria. Now that I think about it, I think I heard that one subcontracting factory employs loads of them. Bet we could probably talk to some of their business partners into spilling a few dirty secrets. Exactly. The workers themselves would likely be on guard if we were asked directly. Investigating their periphery is definitely the best strategy. Alright then, let's hit up Bradley first. Given all the parts he has to order, I'm sure he's got some connections with people in subcontracting. Not only that, but he's the kind to pay attention to the small stuff. He might just have some pretty good leads. Why do you think we should ask about the migrants? Gabriella used to work for the Northern Jaegers, right? Maybe she'll know something. Nah, her roots run a little too deep in the underworld. We should try talking to some of the more lawful immigrant population first. In that case, we should focus on places where people from the north are most likely to gather. Come to think of it, aren't the people who run the Old Town bathhouse from Remefaria? Nice job, Agnès. It's usually pretty easy to miss something right under your nose. Well, it was more of an epiphany than anything else. That being said, I think they became naturalized citizens quite a while ago. Do you think they still know what's going on in the migrant community? I think it's worth a shot. After all, northern folk take their sauna pretty seriously. Even if they don't have direct connection anymore, it's likely that Laguna still serves as a central hub. Then I suppose it's settled. We'll be heading to Bradley Maintenance and Laguna Bathhouse.
Well, we're on the clock now.
Alright. Well, we gotta start.
Those guys are so cool.
Alright then, I suppose I'll leave the investigation to you. Honestly, I can't help being a little concerned about any possible accusations. But mostly, I'm just worried about what might have happened to them. I hope that's the case, or else I'll be back. Okay, so we're gonna put the routes on hold.
We're so high up.
Just so we can handle this case first. Because one takes us to Old Town, which we've already been. And the other one to Bradley, which we also been.
On my way.
So that works out really nicely for us. That way we don't have to go into a region and half talk to people there already.
And now for the latest news.
Well, seemed like he changed since we last met.
Let me ask you something.
So, you wanna know about the people my suppliers employ, huh? Well, I gotta imagine they use their fair share of migrant workers. Don't they ever talk to you about them? I figured you would know some more. I mean, I don't exactly fill in on all the details, but I guess I've been hearing some strange things about them lately. Things that gotten me concerned. Don't know if it's what you're looking for, but I can share it with you if you'd like. Oh, that would be very helpful, Mr. Bradley. Did something happen? Right, well, where should I start? Apparently a bunch of migrant workers at one of the factories just up and quit recently. All over a few days too. I thought it was some sort of strike at first. But it doesn't seem like that was the case. There's been no contact from the workers since. That is certainly worrisome. Were there any warning signs? Well, from what I've been told, management had no idea if any of this would happen until it all went down. The ones who left were the ones to be pretty serious workers too. None of them showed any dissatisfaction with their jobs at all. But regardless, they all got up around the same time and called it quits. I think they said something to the likes of, "This job doesn't suit me," or "I deserve better." Well, it's pretty strange they all gave the same reason for leaving. Not to mention how these were the last people you'd expect it from. Well, it sounded like this was instigated by someone. Any words about possible third parties? Well, I wouldn't say I'm that informed. But I heard a little something about those workers being seen talking to someone on the outside. Ah, I see. Whoever that someone is must have had quite the influence on them. But quitting so suddenly? What were they planning on doing after they left? Well, the factory was worried about the same thing. They even asked them if they had any other job lined up. I guess the workers seemed pretty confident that things would work out. Maybe the person they were confiding in gave them some sort of grand opportunity. Well, anyway, that's all about what I know at the moment. I should mention though, everything I heard was just complaints from my suppliers. Oh, no worries, you've been a great help. Yeah, you're really giving us a lot to think on. Good job, Bradley. Alright.
Off we go. Got a question for you.
You want to know about the immigrants from North America? You're right, we do see our fair share around here. Our family's from Remefaria, but we share a culture with people all over the north. In particular, we get a lot of North Ambrian migrants who like to stop by. Usually come in to talk to my grandma or grandpa about their problems. I think maybe it's the workers complaining about their day. Bingo! Still, picking up on stuff like that is pretty impressive. Tell me, have you heard anything strange lately about those workers you mentioned? Well, I guess it's not really new, but there's been some talk about them being dissatisfied with the way they're being treated. Dissatisfied with the way they're being treated? Are they being discriminated against? I think it's a little different. I mean, even though they're immigrants, they still look pretty much like everyone else in Calvard, right? Compared to the other immigrants, the ones from up north, they don't really stand out that much. That's true. Even immigrant advocate movement tend to focus on those from the east or the central east. I'm sure it's because physiological differences are more easily identifiable. But if that idea starts making the rounds, it's not hard to imagine why northern migrants will be treated less favorably. And it's hard to garner sympathy for them when they look just like the majority of Calvard's population. Hey, so they feel like they're being left out, is that it? Well, even though they're dealing with similar problems, it's harder for them to gain the same amount of sympathy. I can see that might make you feel a bit trapped. Wouldn't be surprised if someone was able to use that to their advantage. Yeah, but I haven't heard a thing about anyone being swindled. So she got to you already, huh? I might just have some useful gossip for you all. You heard something? You better not be pulling their tail. Well, it's only something that came down the grapevine. There's been talk about someone who can pull foreign workers from the mire of their jobs. Interesting. Can you tell us more? Well, you see, I've been looking into investment trends for social welfare services recently. Well, I was doing some research. I heard something about a non-profit organization that struck me as peculiar. An NPO? Yes, it was only recently created too. They say they are a group that provides employment support to immigrant support. It appears they've been luring in migrants who already have jobs with promises of better pay and working conditions. All it takes is one question. Are you really happy with where you are right now? That's remarkably similar to what we heard over at Bradley's place. Yeah, it seems there's a good chance that the someone they're consulting with is that NPO. Well, they don't seem to be finding new jobs for the ones that quit either. In my opinion, it's all rather irresponsible of them. The less they could do is help them get back on their feet. I agree. No matter how prosperous the Republic is now, there's no guarantee they'll be able to find another stable income so easily. Especially for those that don't have a valid work visa. Well, it sounds like they're just increasing the number of unemployed immigrants. Why would they do that? They can't be profiting from it somewhat, right? No, but the only thing I'm thinking about, that it's the anti-immigrant group again. Making them immigrants more unemployed. Then he can say, see? They're just coming here to try and benefit from the system by not working. Maybe it's something like that. Would be a foul way to go about it though. It might be too late to ask this now, but what is an NPO? I've heard of an NGO before. Oh, of course. To give a simple explanation, NGO stands for non-governmental organization. On the other hand, NPO stands for non-profit organization. Both are independent from their nations and are operating to better social welfare. In general, the ones that are restricted to specific fields and act on a local level are NPOs. Those who act on an international level, cover multiple pursuits, are referred to as NGOs. Ah, I see. I think I get it now. But if that's true, then this NPO isn't making anything better at all. Yeah, it looked that we're going to have to do some more research into this organization. Thanks for all your help, guys. Oh, you're welcome. I hope you figure it out. Oh, come on. There's no need for thanks. Just join me for our next game of Mahjong and I'll consider it even. Okay, so we got a lot more information than we thought we would. Why don't we find a place where we can sort through it all? Shall we head back to the station street? That way we can update Conrad on the situation as well. And with all the people in the area, it is possible we'll be able to pick up some extra info along the way. I think it might also be a good time to inform the guild of any developments. Right, let's get going then. Alright, back to Station Street. Let's see what's open there. Ah, straight into it. Alright, as it stands now, I think we have a pretty basic idea of what went down. I'm a bit hazy on a few of the details though. Let's just start by putting everything in order. The base assumption is that the ones going missing are primarily those from North Samuria. They're also all migrants that have work visas. They quit their jobs all within the same time frame, but vanished immediately after. And the ones who told them to quit was an NPO. But the question is why? What could they possibly stand to gain from getting migrants to quit? Oh, it's also worrying that those who left seem to have cut off all communications. Oh, we definitely still have a lot of questions about the whole thing. If only we had something more conclusive. So, why don't we just go to the source of the problem then? Let's find this NPO person and make them tell us what's going on. Well, the problem with that is that we don't exactly know which NPO they're part of. Huck didn't really give us any solid information. Oh, Agnès, is this the part-time job you were talking about? Oh, Miss Towa. Other than Agnès and Elaine, I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting you all. I'm Towa Herschel, one of the temporary teachers at Aramis. I also work to assist ECO, the International Cooperative Organization. It's nice to meet you. Are you Agnès, teacher? Towa Herschel is also a chief instructor at the branch campus of Thor's Military Academy. I've heard she's quite the central figure there. Not only did she manage to engage in current students, but its alumni as well. Well, I don't think I'm worth that much fanfare. On the other hand, I've heard more than my fair share of stories about Mr. Arkride. I must admit, I've been looking forward to making your acquaintance. It's just as much of an honor to meet the rumored genius of Thor's. I'm told you got your hands in all sort of places. Perhaps we'll have the opportunity to work together sometime. Yeah, I'm sure we will. You know, actually, there are a few things we're struggling to understand at the moment. Think you could lend us a hand? Miss Towa is associated with an NGO. Would you happen to know anything about the NPO's current operation in the Republic? What? Are you having a problem with one of them? Please, tell me everything you know. The group began to apprise Towa of the details of their current job and what they had learned about the suspicious NPO. However, her response was outside of their expectations. I had no idea there was something you were investigating. Well, the NGO I'm currently associated with does its work to support area-level NPOs. The one I'm looking into at the moment hasn't been as forthcoming about the results of their activities. Naturally, there's been a bit of suspicion. Given the timing, I can't deny the possibility that it might just be connected to the one you've all heard about. Also, I believe their stated intention are to aid the employment of foreigners with special circumstances. Well, I can't say for sure that they're the same organization, but it seems like our most likely lead at the moment. I agree, but would you mind allowing me to accompany you in your investigation? This could be exactly what I need for a breakthrough in my case. I won't hesitate to give you my full cooperation. And even if it isn't, it's still related to an issue with the NPO. It's my duty to follow up on it. You mean you help us? Oh, that would be great. Yeah, I would have been satisfied with a few useful tidbits, but Having you with us will be way more efficient, even if I do end up owing you one. I look forward to working with you. Yes, I think our odds will be much better with her along. Well, now that we welcome you aboard, do you think you could share us any more recent findings? Maybe it will help us figure out our next steps. Actually, I do have something. I have a friend who's been looking into this group as well. I've been waiting for them to contact me with whatever they found. And speak of the devil? Hello? I'm sorry about all the extra tasks. Did you finish to find anything useful? This friend of hers? I get the feeling they're not a member of the ECO. No, they're probably one of Thor's current students or alumni. Outside the NGO, her friends will be... Never mind. There's no sense in worrying about it now. Yes, actually, I found another group that was looking into a suspicious NPO, and it seems to be for a separate incident, however. From what I've heard so far, I'm pretty sure the NPO we're each looking into is one and the same. Anyway, you said there was a movement over in the Center Marché. I head over there now to check it out. Sorry to keep you waiting. They managed to find something after all. As I mentioned, we're almost confident that the NPO I've been looking into and the one from your case are the same organization. Their official name is the Association for a Better Migrant Working Condition. To think they're not only misappropriating funds, but they may also be involved in the disappearance of migrant workers? I can't believe it. Miss Towa. Regardless, it looks like we know what we need to do. You said something about there being movement over in the Center Marché, right? Then we should hurry. If we make it quick enough, we might be able to catch them in the act. Following that, Van and the rest made their way to the Center Marché. That guy definitely looks sleazy. Do you think that's the person we're looking for? Let's catch him before we lose his trail. Very can play good cop and I play bad cop. No, we can't. He might just be an innocent bystander. Yeah, if we approach the wrong person, it could alert the guy we're actually after. We're running out of time though. As soon as we get some confirmation, we'll make a move. I see. That person just now said he was from the Association for a Better Migrant Working Condition, right? Yes, I am not from Calvard, so he was asking if I was unhappy with my job. He said that in order to find more quality work, I should quit as soon as I can so that we could talk about other opportunities. If I'm being honest though, I am much more interested in having a stable income, so I turned him down. Van. Yeah, he's gotta be our guy. The name, his methods, there's no room for doubt. He can't have gone far though, so let's follow him. Yes, you need to put a stop to this. No, this street doesn't seem to be as crowded as the others. Do you think he's going to meet someone? This might be our chance to find out who's behind all this, so let's try and keep out of sight. Follow the suspicious man. Yes, we know it works. As long as my stick drift doesn't screw up, we should be fine. No? Around the corner, yes. I always hope we manage to do this without getting caught. Because I have been failed with my stick drift here and there. Alright, I think we're about to have to follow him a bit. Is she going underground? Okay, do something, or do we need to get closer for it? I believe that gate leads to the old sewer system. All that sneaking must mean they've got a secret meeting going on. Well, it's definitely not the kind of place the employee of an MPO would drop by. The alley is pretty narrow. If we all try to cram ourselves in there, we'd be caught in no time. Mind giving us a hand, Squatra? Oh, I see. Sure. Theo should have no issue getting in. They'll be able to survey the scene for us. Theo, don't let them see you, but transmit everything you have in your surroundings, okay? Understood. Pursuing target in stealth mode, sending visual and sound to Quatra Saifa. And how is today's harvest? Not as good as we hoped. They seem pretty content with where they are. I'm planning on going back to the construction areas in the suburbs. I had better luck over there. Well, I guess we do already have enough for the first camp. We shouldn't get too greedy. Anyway, delivery is right after this. You'll be there, right? Yes. After all the trouble I went through, I'll be sure to see them off. Besides, I want to ask the people up top who the client was. Well, it's probably better if you keep your questions to yourself. Anyway, I'm heading down to the subway to find some runaways that fit the bill. Well, if something comes up, just give me a holler. Did I hear that right? Yeah, it seems to be more dangerous than we thought. We absolutely can't allow them to get away with this. And all under the guise of trying to help. It's too cruel. We have to do something. The target is leaving. Well, it sounded like he was heading to the gathering place. Alright, let's keep following him. Yes, we should hurry. Part 2, really? Hoping it's not too far away from here. Let's get that found bar down before he gets around the corner. Alright, so far so good. Alright, I feel like he's reached the destination. Let's slowly walk in that direction. Yes, good job. He's using a car. Looked like he's headed to the suburbs. I was able to take down his license plate number. However, even if we manage to find the car, it's unlikely we'll be able to catch up to him. Oh, maybe my friends will know his destination. Can I have a minute? Hey, you mentioned something about movement in the suburbs earlier. Pasta was transporting people? Then it has to be them. You saw it somewhere along Highway 8. Highway 8? The man was heading in the same direction. Then that's our next stop. Sorry that it was so sudden, but I appreciate the info. We'll look into it on our end, so don't worry about the rest. Good luck. Give us a call if you need anything else. Alright, it looks like we managed to figure it out. Didn't think we end up relying on your friends again so soon. Let's go see what those criminals have got cooking. We'll put a stop to whatever they're planning. Alright, I guess the new destination? Yes, everything is out, you just have to go for it. Yeah, I want to see it to its conclusion anyway. This isn't what we agreed to. You said you'd get better job for us. Where are you even taking us to? As I said, I'm taking you to your new employer. It's just as we agreed. Besides, it's not like you were able to find anything better in the meantime, were you? Ah, damn you! I should have never listened to your crap. You have no right to refuse. You come with us whether you like it or not. You're all living outside the law, don't you see? Just stay quiet and do as you're told. Ah, I see you finally decided to show your true colors. Sorry, but the Delore family won't be getting away with this one. How dare you take advantage of these people? We're putting an end to this. Your target people looking for help? Just to do something like this? And just so you know, we've been recording this entire time. I'm sure it's enough for a quick conviction too. Thanks for scouting ahead, Vio. How did you find us? Arkride Solutions? Ain't you the ones who landed us in hot water last year? Ah, glad to hear we left with such a good impression on your folks. Then I don't gotta explain what we're gonna do with scum like you, do we? Cause we don't exactly bring out the tea and cookies. You're the recruiter for the Delore family, right? Pretty bold of you setting foot in a trade even the Life family won't touch. You assholes must be so proud. All slave traders are the same. The only way to deal with them is to beat them senseless. Proceeding with area lockdown, all bystanders please retreat to a safe distance. Don't worry about the people on the bus. I'll make sure nobody gets past. You think you can look down on us? You're not going anywhere. I'll make you regret sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. Maybe if you get on your knees and back, we'll consider it going easy on you.
Let's see what you're made of.
Really? That's how you want to play it?
Brace yourself.
We survived this. We have plenty of other surprises under our belt.
And alive, ready.
Limiter unlocked.
No way.
And if you're looking for someone to blame, take it up with your leaders. Alright, now let's get them tied up. Damn it, they ruined everything. Well, if I can't win, at least I can make sure they lose. Oh, think again. Oh, never underestimate Towa. How did you... Oh, let's just say I have a lot of experience under my belt. Besides, there's no way I was about to let you go after all the harm you caused. Hey, what? You really thought we forgot about you? You must be the king of wishful thinking. Yeah, no dice, man. You've got a hell of a lot to answer for, and you better not skimp out on any details either. Fine, I surrender. After that, the man pretended to be part of an NPO was thoroughly interrogated. The Delore family's foray into the slave trade was indeed the decision agreed upon by their higher-ups. However, the shell company was used as a front for the NPO was originally meant to receive illegal grant money. As for the reason they seemed to be targeting people from the north, the culprit had no idea. It was deemed to be knowledge above his pay grade. Well, thanks for handing them over to us. We've had our eyes on the Delore family activities for quite a while now. Well, I'm glad we could at least put one of their schemes to bed. Anyway, is it really okay for us to speak to the victims right now? Hey, don't get me wrong, I'm only giving you a few minutes. And even you do have connections to Kincaid, just try and stay out of trouble from now on, alright? Okay, I'll try to keep my head down. Excuse me, Agent Hubert? Yes, we were able to apprehend all of the Mafia collaborators. We still need to confirm with the second External Affairs Division. It's related to their prior incident. From what we've learned so far, it seems that their client... Yeah. Get the demographic of the victims. I have no doubt it's all related. We'll have to do investigations into their background. Is something wrong, Agent Hubert? No, it's nothing for you to worry about. Anyway, I'll handle the follow-up. The Integrated Analysis Division should come to a decision once they receive all remaining details. We'll talk more then. Well, as it stands, it sounds like we'll be formally taking charge of this investigation. We've appreciated your cooperation thus far, but seriously, keep your hands to yourselves from now on, okay? Yeah. No need to tell me twice. Well, I suppose we found all the missing immigrants. I think we can consider this job case closed. Yes, I agree. However, I'm a bit worried that we are unaware as to why they were targeting migrants from north of Samaria. Well, the client was in need of people within that demographic. As for what reason, I really don't know. Yeah, I didn't really seem like the guy who was lying about that part either. Come to think of it, that guy from the CID said they were still worried about that particular client of the Delore families. A demand for people from the poorest walks of life. It's not hard to imagine what they were planning to do with them. Yes, but we don't have any proof of further intentions they may have. We'd have to do a more thorough investigation. Well, that can wait for now. I think we should worry about getting those people back home first. After taking a quick count of the people on the bus, Van Group escorted them back to the capital. Upon arrival, the group went to report back to Conrad and the outcome of the job. So, at the end of the day, it was the Delore family behind it all. We're not completely sure why they had such specific targets, but we did manage to bring everyone back safely. Thank goodness. I'm glad I asked for your help after all. I must say, I'm surprised that there was a scheme by the Mafia though. How could they be so cruel? Well, I'm worried the victims will have a hard time recovering from the trauma. Yes, that's a valid concern, and as migrants without valid work visas, they have very little protection under the law. They were manipulated out of their chance for stability, and even if they were to report their damages to the police, they might just end up being arrested and deported. Well, the guild should have no issue with taking them in as a form of a humanitarian sanctuary. But I suppose considering their unlawful status, there would be a limit to how much we could do if officials were to intervene. Well, you probably have to dismantle all laws from the past century to get anything done. Man, that sucks. How do you want to deal with this, Chief? Well... the guild and the ICO or Conrad. I agree that using the guild and the ICO would be the most lawful thing to do. It's the right way, but they're not wrong that the chances of it being handled great is very, very low, considering their unlawful statuses. And Conrad is already in the business of helping migrant workers, and he has a much better grasp and a more friendly face to it than the guild and the ICO will do. So they would have a chance under him to find work and provide for their families. Even though it's against the law, this is exactly that gray area that Van works in, that he can make this actual decision. And I think with this one, I'll feel better if Conrad handles it. I would prefer to leave it up to you, Conrad. Then? Well, I suppose it's part of my job. You just want me to place them all back into stable positions, right? I don't mean to sound so unsure, but is this really how you want to handle things? Well, I get the feeling you're someone who actually cares about these people. Plus, you got the editor-in-chief vouching for you, right? That sounds like a good guy in my book. Honestly, I'm not sure about this. Yeah, it kind of sounds like you're leaving it to chance. Look, these people must have some pretty good reasons for taking the risk to come and work in the Republic. And given that Conrad's done all this before, I'm sure he's more than familiar with all the ins and outs of the police and immigration authorities. Which means he can get them new jobs in particularly no time at all. Ain't that right? Yes, of course. In order to take full responsibility for the mishap, I'll be sure to have them back on their feet as soon as possible. And I'll make certain that whoever employs them isn't looking to harm them. You have my word. Well, as a member of the guild, this isn't something I can officially condone. Are you sure this is the choice you want to make, Van? Yeah. Spriggan gotta be steadfast in their decision, you know? I think this is the best way to deal with the situation. Besides, it's not like I plan to leave it up to this guy alone. I don't trust him that much. If he goes back on his promise, I'll make sure he pays for it. Alright, I suppose we'll see how it plays out. Naturally, if anything happens, the guild will have no choice but to intervene. Just so you're aware. Anyway, thanks for your help. The workers were saved and I don't have to keep looking over my shoulder. I'll deposit the money into your account as soon as I can. Hey, works for me. If you ever need help with anything else, just let us know. I have to make sure I give my thanks to Cunning again too. Well, I guess I'll be heading off now. I need to gather the crew and discuss our next step going forward. I think it's about time I'm on my way as well. I'm sure we'll have plenty to discuss at the next ICO meeting. We'll probably have to do a bunch of research too. Thank you so much for all your help, Miss Towa. We wouldn't have been able to solve this case without you. Yeah, and I'd heard you were good, but you really pulled out all the stops. I might even come to you for help in our future jobs. Well, I'll take that as a compliment. Farewell, Agnès. Good luck with everything. Well, we're done here, right? This whole thing left a pretty bad taste in my mouth. Well, there's a few things I'm still worried about personally, but we can at least rest assured that the victims will be taken care of. I think we can go ahead and call this case closed. We should keep this whole situation in mind for the future though. Yeah, if those villains ever show their face again, I'll tear them a new one. I am sure the guild will have to raise their alerts after hearing all about this. If this is just a hint of what's going on in the underground, we might want to deal with the situation before it devolves even further. I'm worried that something like this will happen again. Van and Towa seem to have their suspicions of who the mastermind is though. What the CID said about certain demographics being targeted. Maybe? Well, I'm guessing there's gonna be future missions involving this. Okay, so have you uncovered anything about the main concern? Nah, I'm still a bit hazy on all the details of their plan, to be honest. But what I do know is that it looks like they're gonna take action soon. Guessing that's why the CID has been on defense against this second generation recently. So that is how they're connected. Alright then, I'll continue the investigation on my end too. Though I might have to ask Angie or George for some help on a few matters. I suppose it means that the incident Reen was concerned about might be a part of this as well. Well, the ball's on our court now, regardless. All that's left is for us to figure out just what the hell's going on. After what we've seen behind the curtain in Arabonia, you might even say it's our duty. Right, this isn't just the Republic or the Empire, it's for the future of all of Samaria. Alright, let's do our best out there, Crow.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, her friends, the band, they will always stay together, no matter where they are.
Mira deposit confirmed.
Ah, Chaos, that's been a while since we made some progress in there. Good. But that does mean that we're gonna leave the episode here without finishing off the entirety of Station Street. But we'll continue with that on the next episode, and that's fine. So for now, I wish you a great night, morning, day, wherever you are, and if you're still here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and be back next time. So until then, bye bye.